वहीं मुख्य आर्थिक सलाहकार वी अनंत नागेश्वरन ने कहा है कि जीडीपी के आंकड़े ग्रोथ की बैलेंस तस्वीर पेश कर रहे हैं। साथ ही उन्होंने ये भी कहा है कि एफआईआईज को बॉन्ड पर टैक्स छूट से सीएडी कम करने में मदद मिलेगी।
सर, आज एक बड़ा फैसला सरकार की तरफ से लिया गया कि जो गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स हैं उसमें लॉन्ग टर्म कैपिटल गेन विद होल्डिंग टैक्स जैसे जो टैक्सेस हैं उन पे एग्जामिशन दिया गया एफआईएस को। सर, करंट अकाउंट डेफिसिट के लिए कितना इंपॉर्टेंट होगा, कितना आप देख रहे हैं कि एक इनफ्लो आ सकता है?
See, these are not important for the current account deficit, but these are important for financing of the current account deficit. And so, as I mentioned, in 22-23 financial year, the current account deficit widened to 2% of GDP because of the higher oil price, which we experienced in that year for about 5 to 6 months after the Russia-Ukraine conflict broke out. So this year also we expect a similar widening of the current account deficit to around 2.5% of GDP. We don't know at the moment what that number will be, but this will be higher than the kind of current account deficit we experienced in FY26, which could be about 0.8 to 1% of GDP. So naturally, when the current account deficit is expected to widen from, let's say, $40 billion to maybe $80 to $100 billion, it is necessary to ensure that there is a smooth financing of the current account deficit, which is done through capital flows. Capital flows consist of FDI, FII flows, external commercial borrowings, NRI deposits, and then trade credit. All these things constitute capital flows. So we have to ensure that all these flows collectively are able to finance the current account deficit, which is what the government has done. It will be difficult to give you quantitative estimate of how each one of these components will contribute to financing the current account deficit.
My next question to you, sir, monsoon और सप्लाई डिसरप्शन की वजह से आपको ग्रोथ और हाउस होल्ड सेविंग्स पे कितना इम्पैक्ट दिखता है?
Again, I think the challenge is in putting quantitative estimates on this, because the monsoon has just commenced and we do not know the extent of monsoon rain shortfall. And also you must understand that in the last several years we have increased the area under irrigation, etc. So it may very well be the case that the agricultural output and rural income growth are not impacted, or they may be impacted. We don't know yet at this point. Therefore, to be able to say how much they will impact the overall purchasing power and household income growth, etc., quantitative magnitudes are not that easy to provide, except that we know that obviously the risk of a deficient or a below normal monsoon means there will be impact on agricultural output and therefore rural income growth, etc. We will have to wait and see how big that impact is, and therefore how big the impact will be on rural spending, etc. That is something which we have to wait and see in the coming quarters.